Being overweight is a choice that you're making, and being unhealthy and living an unhealthy life is your choice. And these two things are up to you. So on this channel, I specialize in helping people to lose weight and regain their health sustainably. So the lifestyle that I promote is the one that I live, and therefore is well tested, so I know it works, based on observations of the world, based on science, and my own personal life experience. Knowing what lifestyle works, what foods work, and what lifestyle works, in order to always be lean and healthy. So I'm 65 kilos this morning, at 5'11", and it's the height of summer now here in the UK in July. But I was also lean in winter. At Christmas I was also lean, and this is because I choose to be lean and healthy, and the lifestyle that I live is because I'm choosing to live that way. So I'll explain what I mean by what your choice, why you're choosing, or what I mean by you choosing to be fat and unhealthy, and I'll briefly show what foods, or tell you what foods that I recommend and the lifestyle that I promote. So the lifestyle and the life that you are leading is the one that you are creating in your mind. Okay, so the unconscious and conscious decisions that we make, that we physically can't even touch and feel in our mind, is creating the real world that we live in. And yeah, this is I think a very interesting topic, and it could be lots of different things in life. So the world that we live in, the world that you're living in, is actually the one that you create in your mind. But I'm going to focus on weight loss, health gain and weight loss, because I specialize in these and I know what I'm talking about. Whereas if I went off on a tangent, I wouldn't know what I was talking about. So if you want to continue eating the foods that are making you fat and sick, and you know this because the lifestyle that you're living, and therefore the foods that you're eating, are creating the way that you look and the way that you feel. So the decisions that happen in your mind, that you're making in your mind in order to be overweight, you are creating this lifestyle that you're living. So the choices that you make and the person that you are is you. You're the one that's deciding to live the life that you're living. So other people don't make the life that you live. So in this case, other people are not making you fat, and other people are not making you unhealthy. So someone else cannot literally generate the thoughts in your mind, and therefore the thoughts that you have then create the life that you lead. Okay, it's up to you. You decide the life that you lead. So for me, I want to always be lean and healthy. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I believe it's worth being lean and healthy. And that's because, firstly, life is short. Life is incredibly short. Most people just want to live their 20s for the few decades, for maybe the 7 decades we have. And most people now are wasting their 20s, and this is because we'd say this is when you're in your peak form. Peak health is in your 20s. But now today, so many people, at least in the Western world, are choosing to be overweight through the lifestyle that they're leading. Okay, it's the choices that we make every time we do something in life. So when we go to the supermarket and when we're deciding what we're going to eat, you have chosen what foods you eat. And that secondly, that leads on to, yes, if you're watching this video, you're probably living in the Western world where you have the opportunity to go to a supermarket to buy whatever food it is from the vast range of foods available. So just think, there are so many, millions and millions of people in the world that don't have the opportunity to always be lean and healthy for their lives. So for your whole life you could choose to be lean and healthy, whereas there's people who live for their whole maybe short lives a very tough and hard, physically demanding or horrible life, such as people who live maybe in refugee camps around the world, where countries are torn apart by war or famine. And again, as I talked about earlier, the world that we've created is the one that we have decided to create. Okay, so these refugee camps, for example, around the world, they exist because people in the past and people now in power have decided this is the world that we're going to live in. Okay, and yeah, you can go on talking about that topic for hours, but again, just to keep it to health and weight loss, you can live like the kings and the queens of history, as in you have the choice to live the life that you want. Okay, so in the past people didn't have the choice necessarily to be free in the decisions that they make in their minds. So you are now free right now in the 21st century to choose the life that you want to live, well, within certain boundaries, but essentially with health and fitness. The foods are available all year round, in the West at least, which is for millions and millions of people, and most people who watch this video. You can choose the foods that will allow you to stay lean, and the foods that I recommend is a high sugar, vegan, low fat, low protein lifestyle based on health. And you can see that it works. Okay, it's a family friendly channel, but there's other videos on the channel where you can see more of my body and you can see that I'm always lean and I don't look malnourished like someone who maybe is in a refugee camp, who is lean, malnourished and unhealthy, because they're just surviving, only just barely surviving day to day. And just think, there's millions of people, and if you're watching this video and you're like me living in the West, there's millions of people who are barely surviving day to day, who may be in your life where you lead the standard lifestyle of being in the 9-to-5 job, and you've chosen to live the life that you want and you think you're just surviving. People would in a second would take your life, swap positions in a heartbeat for the taste of the Western world, even though most people in my daily reality are blaming their lifestyle, i.e. how fat they are. Okay, so how fat people are, they blame on everything and anything in the world around them, rather than the choices that they're making. So if you want to lose weight and regain your health, I recommend foods such as white rice and fruit, and as much of these foods as you want. That's right, no calorie counting, no starvation, no disordered ways of eating where you're scared of sugar and then you're eating lots of fat, and therefore you're never going to lose weight and regain your health. So at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide to change your life and live the short life that we have to the best you can, because otherwise what's the point? Okay, so this is a channel based on health and positivity, and therefore if you change from the negative way of thinking and think positively, then your world will become a positive place. So if you want to stop being fat and think, I'm going to be lean, and make that choice, therefore you will become lean. So the world that you create is from the decisions that you make in your mind. So if you go, I'm going to manifest a world that I want to live in, i.e. a positive place, a happy place, a place where you can be lean and healthy, then that's the world that you will create. But if you say you don't care and you think you're just surviving day to day and you don't prioritize the things that really matter, then you'll waste your life. You'll waste the rest of your life that you have being overweight and being sick, and then that will manifest itself in you becoming a patient of the healthcare industry and the pharmaceutical industry for the years that you have remaining of your life, which just make other people happy because it makes them money. So you need to think about what you want and the goal that you want, and go, well, that's the goal that I'm going to reach, and therefore do it. Okay, so just do it. So this is as I say, a vegan high sugar or sugar diet, as you might have heard recently. And I also recommend cycling, and that's not just because it's great for weight loss. It's amazing for weight loss. It's the best exercise for weight loss. It also gives you the freedom and adventure that you're looking for in life, that again maybe is making you in your mind fat because you feel like you're trapped and you're depressed, and that's the world that you're creating. Okay, so no one else creates the world that you live in and the thoughts that happen in your mind. Like, I can't physically, even if I had you right here in front of me, I can't physically do anything to you in terms of the world that you live in, because it's the decisions that you make in your own mind that affect the world that you live in. So I would say, stop blaming other people for your decisions. Stop blaming whatever it is you are blaming for being overweight, and decide through your own conscious decisions and manifest itself in buying the foods that will help you to lose weight and become healthy. So get in touch on the email in the description, and that way I'll be able to create a personalized meal plan for you, and therefore you'll be able to manifest, create the world that you want to live in, i.e. you want to be in a body, your body, which is part of the world. You want to live your consciousness. You want to live in a thin or a lean person who's healthy, and therefore will be able to make the most of the life that you have. And there's also other positive consequences that come of living the high sugar vegan lifestyle and cycling. You'll save money. It's better for the environment. You'll also be able to spread a positive influence on the people around you. So these are other positive consequences of, again, even farther reaching benefits other than just your health, which I talk about. The world that you want to create is the one that you create in your mind. Okay, so it's not like a conspiracy, or like the Matrix. It's reality. So if you want to live that life, you think that way and you have those thoughts to live that way. But if you want to change and live this life over here, you change your thoughts in your mind, and then you carry out and you follow through with the thoughts that you have generated in your mind, and then you live this life. It's that simple, actually. Scarily enough, it's that simple. So if you want to live a better life, have a better life quality, it starts with hopefully being inspired by this video. And check out other videos on the channel where you can see how lean I always am, how I always enjoy cycling out there in nature on adventures, and you'll be closer to maybe the happiness that you're looking for in life. Maybe you'll never quite reach 100% happiness in whatever you do, but we can always be closer than we were yesterday. Okay, we can always be a little bit healthier, a little bit happier in the decision making that we are making ourselves for our lives and the people that are around us, our friends and family that we love. So just generate the positive thoughts, and therefore that will make it easier for you to follow the foods, the lifestyle, the food meal plans that I recommend. And I say it's not starvation, so you can eat as much of the food as I recommend and enjoy eating. So I understand that maybe being overweight is because you enjoy eating. I enjoy eating, and I eat as much of the food as I want because I want to enjoy that pleasure I get from eating just as much as everyone else does, but without it destroying my health, because that's the choice that I want to make. So yes, if you don't care or you think you don't care until, and you know, this might be maybe the most important thing from the video, is you can live your life being fat and sick and not care about your health. But in that moment when maybe you finally, your healthcare provider tells you you've got 6 months, or they finally tell you that yes, the lifestyle that you're living is killing you, that is when you'll become scared. And you shouldn't have to wait until you become scared for your life that you make a change, because then it is out of your hands if you've destroyed your body. So like and subscribe, therefore you'll be able to change your life before you get to the stage where you've just wasted your time here on this planet. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you saw the positive spin, the positive message that I'm sharing. So this is a positive video, not a negative video. You have the power to change your life by just simply changing your mindset, rather than thinking, I just want to do whatever I want to do and it doesn't matter, because you're here today and there's so many other people that would kill to be in your position, i.e. being in the West, watching this video, going to the supermarket and being able to buy the foods that you want to eat every day. So I think I covered everything that I wanted to, and if you have any questions, you put them in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for your time. Ciao. How many bees do you think did you see in this video?